All right, my friends, welcome back to my wilderness adventure. My name's Fred Green, if this is your first time visiting. Well, I've got most of the items I want from a camp here, and we are going to move. As you can see by my moodles, everything is heavy. I have most of the stuff just mixed into these bags here, as that way I can take regular breaks as we go. Our goal is to head down to this location right here. Alright, that's Rio Lakes, and our path is to cut over through here and then straight south. Maybe follow this road as best as we can. That way we can avoid the dead. So, wish me luck on my journey. We're gonna have to make sure that we put everything down as much as possible so I can save my life. Alright, and this old camp will just be here for a little while here. Alright, I got all my tools on me, so if I need to drop these bags and leave them for another time just because, well, I sure can do it. Now, sorry if I'm a little unseemly here. I woke up and the beard got a little bit more thick, so this'll be interesting. Alright, my friends, well, I'm going to make my way over here, take breaks, and I will see you at the new campsite pending my survival. Alright, friends, I made it across a little bit of a foresty divide here to another service road. We're real close to the McCoy logging. So I'm going to get down, hopefully, to a junction before my noodles of being out of breath are overtaking me, and we're going to take a small break as best we can. A little bit sad because I'm trying to keep my strength up, but gnawing on some stale herbs and spices. Oh boy. Got the dead over here already. Alright. Well, we'll go just a little bit further and then we'll drop our bags and take a break. Alright, safe spot as any right now. I need to take a break here. Alright, well, this fresh fruit and muffin, I suppose, will be a worthwhile lunch. Here we go. Alright. Well, by the look of the sky, looks like we're approaching midday, so. And I am maybe, a quarter of the way there. We're gonna try to follow this road as best we can, which is gonna lead us into a straight shot down here. Hopefully we won't encounter much of the dead. Look at that. Got all my moodles sorted out. Well, alright, things are looking up for the moment. Hopefully I'm doing the right thing. That's alright. You know, and I tell you what, we may be doing the wrong thing, but for now, it's giving me hope. So that's the route I'm going to follow. And if you just keep positive, well, generally you can get your way out of a lot of different difficult situations. And, well, moving days can be tough. I don't like moving because, well, it's back-breaking work sometimes, but once you get everything all sorted, well, gives you a brand new life, new outlook on life. All right, friends, I'm rested enough. Let's get going again. All right. Got a couple of ones way over there across the field. Had to take a detour from the road. I suppose that is, one hand, a little easier to go on the road, but on the other, it's more difficult because we're going to run into a little bit more traffic. Just like in a bustling city, huh? Alright, looks like we've evaded them for now. We'll try to get back to the road and see what we can do. Alright, my friends, taking a little bit of a break here. Had to avoid some of the road up here to the north. So we'll see if we can't cut further. If not, we'll drop south a little earlier than intended. That's alright. Sometimes you have to change your course. Because it's the destination where you want to get to, but you can also enjoy the journey. In fact, going on the journey, well, I think that's what builds the most character. Most people use their means as getting to a destination or completing their dream as something of winning and completing everything necessary in life. And that's just not so. If you're still going to live, well, you might as well continue to have something to live for. That's what that's all about here. If we're going to be the only survivors here in a zombie apocalypse, well, we're going to have to prove everyone wrong that we can do it and not take any lives in the process. Or unlives, as it were. All right. Noodles are all back to square one, except my back hurts, but other than that, well, let's get going again. All right, had to keep my sensibilities and shave the beard up a little bit there. What do you think? I always like a nice trim beard, even in the wilderness. Looks like we made it to McCoy logging. Okay, well, I'm a little thirsty here, so let's see if we can't refill our water a little bit. All right, I tell you what I'm going to do is drop my bags over here, right at this little junction port. And then we're going to go find a drink of water and maybe scout this place out a little bit. If we have to nap out in the wilderness without being next to a lake, well, hey, we've done that for the past week already. I think we can handle that. All right here in the middle of the road, so I know right where to find him. All right, here's the main building here. I'm sure there's a toilet or drinking fountain or something. And just like any watering hole, well, everyone's going to congregate to the same place. All right, let's see if we can't make a easier entrance in here without alerting him. Well, friends, I am almost positive we're going to have to nap somewhere where the dead aren't going to intrude upon us. Because if we try to push all night to where we need to go in that location, well, that might be a little too far. Baby steps. That's the way you gotta go. 1 foot in front of the other. Until you can't, and then you rest, so you can do it again. All right, backside's all clear. There's a window down there. Now, we're gonna hope there's no alarm here. All right, that door's locked. All right. Hey, what do you know? Okay, all we need is a bathroom. All right, little locker room. All right, not much here. I'm going to take that paper clip just in case we need it for fishing. I'm thinking long term now. All right, any source of water. Then we'll go back and get our food bag. More nails. Well, look at that. There is just not much more room in my inventory. I mean, I have it right now, but that is too much. Good to know for the future. All right, I think I see a little break area over here. That's what we're looking for. All right, success. And a water container. Let's get all filled up here. Okay, now, see if these vending machines have food, and we'll be on our way. Ginger ale, all right. And chips. Well, I don't mind if I do. Look at that. Hey, we got it all worked out. And a fresh pear. Well, I might as well. All right. Don't want to overstay my welcome. Well, leave out this side door. Go get our bag here and try to find a good place to hunker down for the night. We'll keep that place relatively secure in case we ever want to come back. But I tell you what, let's search these vehicles. Now that I see an opportunity, well, if the door's open, my goodness, let's go and try to go through it. It's a little easier. Saves on calories, too. Well, that door's locked. A lot of good stuff in there. I don't see any keys lying about. All right, this is open. A lot of good stuff in here, too. That door's locked. Okay, this door's open. Claw hammer, alcohol wipes. All sorts of stuff in the back here. Let's unlock it. Good to know. All right. Okay, day's wearing on. That's locked. I don't want to draw any more attention, so we're going to go get our bag. Or both bags. Find a place in the woods here and settle down for the evening. All right, we are definitely going to need more water before we reach our destination. We're about halfway. That's pretty good for the day, huh? All right, what we're going to do is try to go into this forest right over here. Hopefully find a clearing. Rest for the night, and then scout out this location and really hope there is water here. If not, we're going to have to backtrack, get some water, and then finish our voyage down south over here. Hopefully without alerting the dead. All right, that is the plan. All right, well, this big clearing up here, this is going to be the spot, I think. I found a van as I cross this little road here, but I gotta be real careful. I don't want to make sure its previous owners are still around. If the van works, we'll use that to at least travel the roads. I don't ever want to bring a vehicle to our new location. Alright, let's check it out, make sure it's all alone. Okay. All right, door's locked. All right. We're in a map. Money, which doesn't mean anything anymore. Nothing there. Look at that. We've got a key in the ignition. All right, let's unlock that. Looks like it's out of gas. Well, let's mark this on our map. All right, not too bad. I've definitely seen worse. Well, something for the future. Okay. All right, we're going to set up right around this little clearing here. I'll see if I can get a fire going, but I'm okay if we don't. So far, the weather's all right. And we'll bed down here for the night. All right, got a campfire there. And I see a happy little bunny there that we probably can't make friends with. Okay, let's find just a little bit of fuel here. There we go. Would you look at that? There. Hey, that just gives me the most hope in the world. Light in the darkness. All right, let's get a little bit more fuel in here. All right, my friends. We got about 2.5 hours of fuel on this fire already. I think I'm going to try to eat a little bit of food that I've got, maybe cook something up, and we'll sleep out here tonight, and we hope this is going to do just fine without losing our lives over it. Tomorrow, we're going to have to find water, and then hopefully we'll complete our journey. Well, hello, friends. Well, a rough night right here because I couldn't really sleep. I didn't have a place to rest, and it just got too dark. I couldn't find the resources I needed to craft a bench to sleep on. So we're going to be tired today. I'm going to do what I can to scout out this location, refill our water, and maybe eat the rest of my food here. And we have no choice but to really hope we get to where we're going. I do have caffeine pills, so I'm going to take a couple of those. See if that'll help stave off some of the sleep till we get to our location. All right, that's going to have to be what it is. All right, we'll eat this granola bar. We'll save our honey for later, and that is about it. How about these sugar cubes? There we are, sweet treat. All right, let's go see if this building down here has any water. Oh, no. All right, just one. Drive them off over here. Be nice and loud in this location, and then I'll swoop around and see if I can't find any water. And a family of deer in here, too. Yeah, all right. Nature always reclaims. There we go. Beautiful sight to see life, isn't it? There you go. When you're alone, sometimes you just gotta appreciate the simple things. All right, been going through all my stuff. So I'm gonna take as many garbage bags as I can. Ooh, we're gonna make sure that they're empty as well. Windows open. Okay. All right, water's all full. Let's see if there's any food left over. Diet Cola. Okay. Well, we'll do that for the calories. There we go. Okay, that is it. All right, we'll get back to this little outpost camp I made, consolidate our things, and we'll hopefully finish our journey today. All right, my friends, we're going to use this little fork in the road to rest. I heard a gunshot go off, so that might draw the dead to us, so right now we're going to have to be careful. All right, we'll take a break. And the deer are sort of caught in here, so that might be another source of food for the moment. In the future, I think once we get to that lake, we'll be hungry for a little while, so we'll forage in the next number of days and then get ready for good fishing. Hopefully that'll keep our energy up. All right, so we'll follow this road for the south as best we can until we get a little too tired, or appropriately tired, I should say. I don't want to overdo it. And we'll rest, because then we're going to have to go through some deep brush to get where we need to go. Oh boy. Look at this unfortunate soul. Boy, let's put our bags down just in case. All right, in case we have to run and they're not completely done. All right, sorry, my friend. Look at that. You've got a wristwatch. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Leave you with the rest of your belongings, though. If I had the strength and all that, I'd bury you in the ground. But right there, I guess you'll be food for other critters and stuff like that, and the natural order will just continue on. But I do appreciate your time. Grim joke, I know, but here we are. All right. This alarm clock. Ooh, tell you what, we'll keep that alarm clock so we can use it to set traps and stuff. Okay, let's might as well take a break here. Thank you, fella. I appreciate it. All right, my friends. We made it around the bend here, and we are so close to our destination. I'm going to put these belongings down for the moment, take a good long rest, and boy, definitely just afternoon. We should get there. And hopefully that'll be our forever home. There we are, straight shot south through some pretty dense woods. But right here, I hope, will be our new civilization. All right. Well, I will see you when we get there unless something happens. Well, friends, we are almost there. Just a good quarter mile, I bet, to get where we need to go, but I am going to make sure that I rest as best I can. I am so tired. I've gone through all of the caffeine pills. I'm jittery and restless, and, well, I'm a little bit sad because I've been alone for so long right now. I love people. I love talking to people, and, well, then, all I have are my thoughts, and, everyone else here. And the rain. Life-giving water and rain, but sadly it is a reminder of my mood at the moment. Well, nature sure does provide. We're gonna look forward to the future. We're gonna make sure that we survive as best we can. Not more than survive. We're gonna cultivate our lives, do something new and proper. All right, we're gonna learn exactly how to live off the land without needing to go back into civilization as best we can. And that is how we are going to succeed. That's right. We are going to succeed this time, I bet you. Okay, my friends. 3:20 p.m. now that I know the time. All right, we're going to make sure we get there today. And then we'll see you at the end of this journey. Well, my friends, look at this. Salvation. We made it to where we needed to go. Wide open fields. I can already envision it. Farmland as far as my eye can see. Safety in the water. Solitude out here. Oh, look at this. I tell you what, there's a spot right up over here. If I can just make it. Oh, very high exertion. I'm going to push on right up into this little nook up here. All right. My goodness, I am tired. I'm exhausted. But look at this. We made it. Look at the size of these lakes. And right here, a nice little nook where we can start our forward camp here before we build a cabin and more comfortable environs to live. Oh, I am so tired. Let me catch my breath, and I'll see you in just a moment. All right, my friends. Well, the life-giving rain is just going to continue on. Well, my friends, the life-giving rain is just going to continue on for the rest of the day, I would imagine. We made it here. I am going to take the opportunities to rest, maybe build a campfire, a place to sleep, and we will pick back up tomorrow morning, and hopefully we will start a true wilderness adventure. We'll find we'll need to go less into the civilized world, and we'll learn more of the skills of the outdoors and survive until our natural end. All right, my friends, thank you for joining me on my wilderness adventure, for joining me on my journey into where I hope will be our permanent home for the rest of this campaign. I'll see you next time.
Hey mates, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you had as much fun as I did. I can't wait to see the future of Fred Green and what he is doing, and thanks for joining me on this journey. If you liked what you saw, please go ahead, leave a comment, subscribe, and come back for another video. I really appreciate your time and support, and I cannot wait to take you on another adventure. Thank you so much.